Well, hello again. I'm back. This is my second one of these as a new antique citizen. I say that because being a citizen of the United States of America and a citizen of one of the 50 states is passé for most people nowadays, it seems. And I am a patriotic citizen to that Constitution that was put in place way back in the 1700s. And I believe in that in Declaration of Independence that preceded it, that got us away from England with the War for Independence. Now, when I wrote that Constitution, the whole purpose for that was stated in the preamble, and it seems to have been forgotten in this modern day. It's not fashionable to be a patriotic citizen of the United States. No, most people are citizens of the world. Oh, one world government. That's all good. No, thanks. I talk about two churches. Well, one is the Church of God, which is good. It's good for everybody. Everybody is equal before God. Everybody has unalienable rights before God. The other is the Church of Satan, the Church of the Devil. People say, oh, there's no devil, there's no Satan, we can do what we want, it's all right. But that's wrong, because that's evil. And that takes away the rights of people who try to be good. It takes away their liberty, where they're responsible for their own actions. Now, as I was saying about that Constitution, the preamble states, "We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the less blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America." Now, that was the beginning of the document that formed a union. Now, if you look at a union, I don't care, electrical union, the plumbers union, carpenters union, any of these, people are free to join them. They can join them, they can pay their dues, they can do this, that, and the other, they can go vote and things, that's fine. Okay. They can also leave the union. Depends on how they do leave it. Maybe they don't take maybe they give up their retirement. Maybe they give up the benefits that they build up in working in that union. Maybe it's only been a few years, don't last too long, whatever. No big deal. But now the United States has become one nation under God. Well, now, what God is that? To me, that's that guy over there in that other church, that evil church. That's the devil that sees one nation. We have 50 states, and anybody that wants to go study history, they're welcome to it. People are so dumb now they don't do it, but they should. Great Britain, England, was a state. France was a state. Sweden was a state. Portugal was a state. Spain was a state. When the colonies formed the Union of States, New York was a state. Massachusetts was a state. South Carolina was a state. Georgia was a state, etc., etc., etc. The Union was all those states joined together so they could be secure and defend themselves against foreign enemies. If Great Britain thought, well, we'll come and take over, France, whatever, that served pretty good up until before the Civil War. It lasted maybe, 1889. That's 1789, 11 to 1830. Well, that gives us 41 years that Constitution did pretty good. Then them guys pulled some switcheroos, some unconstitutional evil things, and they passed a thing called the Indian Removal Act, because the 5 nations of Native Americans that lived in Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, those states back there, they had some good ground. They were assimilating in to the country that had come in. But they found gold on some of their land. They found silver. They had good farm ground. Oh, and them people wanted that land that the Native Americans had. Well, the Cherokee had even come up with their own written language. It wasn't the same. Look it up. They had their own characters and everything. It had several more than the alphabet does, but it's okay. And they printed. Oh, they could print everything in it. What comes along, Indian Removal Act. We got to get rid of them savages and send them up there to Oklahoma. Went the Trail of Tears and all. Well, if you get to reading that period there between 1830, when that happened, and that 1861, when them people out of the north, them abolitionists and that, over there, and they bloody Kansas, that was one of the things that got started, and old John Brown, a big abolitionist that was trying to steal federal weapons to give to black people to start a revolution and take down the U.S. government. All these things are going on. Now you get to looking. Turned out, so there was nothing. There were a lot of Irish immigrants, Scotch immigrants, and everything that lived down in the South, in Tennessee, and in a lot of them states down there. Them independent nations, states, sovereign states that were members of the Union of States. See? Well, the North, the industrialists that wanted the commodities out of the South at cheap prices, but they were getting bought by the Europeans and such for better prices. Fort Sumter, read about that. They were building that Fort Sumter. It didn't even have weapons, the cannons and that in it. And then the Southerners fired on why Fort Sumter was to be able to look over Charleston Harbor and keep the British and the French that were coming in to buy stuff out. Got to think about these things. That Constitution, when you look at that blue and that red, them Democrats and Republicans, you look at the Whigs and all them that were back there. Abraham Lincoln had been a Whig. You get to looking at those people. That's been criminal organizations ever since Adams and Jefferson started it up with their arguments over the Alien and Sedition Acts. Think about it. Study, read, learn. I'll come back and we'll talk about the First Amendment to the Constitution next time. Have a good day. May God bless you all. Thank you.